What's going on, everyone? It's Brody back again with another tennis question, and today's tennis topic is going to be about your tennis grip size. Now, I did make a video kind of explaining what grip sizes are, but I never really talked much about what can actually happen if you have the wrong grip size. So for today, this is going to be covering if you have a larger grip size than you actually need. Now, one of the first things that you'll notice with having a grip size that is larger than what you actually need is the fact that you are going to have a much harder time holding onto the racket. Now, not only will that make the racket spin around in your hand when you hit the ball, it is going to be uncomfortable for you to hold onto the racket. You also aren't going to be able to just firmly grasp the racket at all. So then anytime you go to hit your forehand, anytime you hit a volley, any type of shot, the racket is not going to be stable. You won't have as much control. You won't necessarily be able to hit very much power or very much spin because the racket is doing a lot of the work without you controlling it and actually doing what you want to do to the ball. Now, with a bigger grip size, one of the things that it can also lead to is tennis elbow. One of the reasons for this is because since you have a bigger grip size, you have to squeeze onto it and hold onto it a lot tighter than you normally would because you're trying so hard to make sure it doesn't slip out. Now, if the grip does start slipping, you get the uncontrollable tennis ball, the uncontrollable shot. You never know what's going to happen. But if you have a grip with the grip that's too big, if you continue playing with it, you may adjust to it a little bit, but it's never going to feel right. And as you continue to play, you're just going to be like, something is wrong, and I know it's wrong. I just don't know what's going on with it. If it's going to be your grip size, that's one of the things you don't need to. You don't want it to be wrong because you can easily get that fixed. Now, that's one of the main reasons that the tennis manufacturers actually came out with the different grip sizes, is so that you can hold them in your hand specifically and see which one fits you best. And that's why I will always caution to go on the side of a smaller grip size rather than going larger, because you can always make a grip bigger. It's very hard to make a grip smaller. So if you have one that is a little bit bigger, I'll tell you a few things that I've done for people as well, just to make sure that we can help as much as we can. So with making the grip size smaller, one of the first things that you can do is you have to take off the overgrip if you have one on, and then take the base grip off of it. The grip that came onto the racket, that's going to be the base grip. So you can take that off. Next, what you can do is go and buy a different base grip. I believe this one I'm thinking of, it's from Turna, and it is a very thin base grip. So instead of having a lot of padding and a lot of thickness like the base grips that come with the rackets, as long as it's not a leather grip, we're not talking about those really, but yeah. Anyway, you get the Turna one, and then you put that one on because it's going to be the thinnest base grip that I have found in my years working with all this different tennis equipment. So you put that on and you see how that goes. If that worked out well for you and you're like, this fits so much better now, great. Use just that. You can be fine using just that. If you feel like, okay, we took it down a little bit with this thinner base grip and now I want something that's a little bit more thick, that's when you can start to add some of the overgrips in. If you use the standard overgrips like the Wilson Pro, the Gamma Supreme, the Yonex Super Grap, any of those ones, they are going to be a little bit thicker, and you can try them out. If you like them, great. If you think, I like the feel of these, but it's just a little too thick, even after you have that thinner base grip, then what you can do is go for a grip that I actually just put on my dad's racket because he was having the same issue. And I was like, here, use this. So we put on the Wilson, it was the Wilson Sublime overgrip, I believe. And that one, it's a thinner version of the Wilson Pro overgrip. So that way you still get that tacky feeling from the Wilson Pro. However, it's not as thick, so it's just easier to hold on to for some people. Excuse me. Now, I will say that some people will also point out that you can also just take the base grip off in itself and play without using the base grip. And yes, you can do that. I don't usually recommend people to do that just because it can essentially start to hurt your hand and your wrist, because then the grip is not absorbing some of the shock, which the base grip is able to do, as well as you have that base handle just digging into your palm the entire time, and you don't want anything to where you could potentially hurt a nerve or anything else going on in your hand. So I usually don't recommend just playing without a base grip, whether that's just plain no grip at all or just no base grip and only an over grip. Some people will do that. I personally don't think it's a good solution to the problem, whereas you can really just fix it with, say, the thinner base grip, thinner over grip, or just the thinner base grip in general. So that's really what I have to say about about having a thicker base grip or just a thicker grip in general than what you would actually prefer. Now, if it is the case where you can't get it thinner or anything, and you've tried all of this stuff, sometimes you may just have to get a brand new racket. That's what we want to avoid if we can, because we want to make sure that we actually are able to use the tools that we buy, but sometimes it is unavoidable. So with that being said, if you found this video useful, leave a like on it. Comment down below any more questions that you may have so I can get back to them and answer as fast as I can, as well as subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel and get rid of a lot of the tennis misinformation that was in the tennis community that I saw, so that we can bring more people to the sport rather than have more people leave because they don't know what's going on. So with that being said, like the video, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend if you think they have a base grip that's a little bit too big for them. And as always, take care.